Well, this month we are witnessing a first in social media. The top executives and CEOs of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube all testifying in a civil landmark case. A 20-year-old suing the companies, saying the social media platforms are designed to get people addicted at a young age, and that led her to serious depression and suicidal thoughts. There is growing evidence that too much time online can lead to a number of struggles. The National Institutes of Health says the rates of social media addiction continues to grow, especially teenagers. Their addiction, often driven by several psychological factors, including low self-esteem, mental health issues. And this problem is more than spending an excessive amount of time online. Teens tend to compulsively check social media for updates, and they feel anxious when they're not online, obviously causing impacts on real life relationships. So protecting kids from this issue is so important to parents. We know it is. So we are so happy that certified parenting coach Demi Austin Thomas is here to talk to us about this. Thank you for being here. This is so important.
Yeah, it's a very good conversation. Thank you so much.
Let's get right into it. I mean, when you think of a top tip to tell parents about this issue as a whole, what is the first thing that comes to mind for you?
The first thing I tell any parent is to make those children, your kids, their bedrooms device free. You know, the kids cannot rest because they're up on their phones, checking every notification. As soon as that notification goes off, there they are. And I think what happens is that we find that parents will buy the phones, buy the devices, but they don't set the expectations of boundaries.
Now, something, when I have talked to law enforcement in different cases about this, and they said your children don't need privacy. You know, them thinking that they own their phone or that you don't have the right to check. I see your face right now. Check in. What do you say about, you know, boundaries and who owns the phone?
Listen, the golden rule is that you own the phone, mama. You own the phone. Every parent should walk with that mindset of knowing that you maintain ownership and that your kids, they are borrowing. That is the golden rule. And when you borrow, those phones still have to be earned. Privileges still have to be earned. So it's very important to set that expectation from the go, which means that if you own the phone, you have access to the phone, to check the phone at any time, and to also protect your children.
When you talk about device-free spaces, I know there's a balance between wanting your kids to have certain devices, entertainment, safety, all that. How do you suggest that, you know, you keep that balance? How do you create device-free spaces?
Well, the only way you're able to do that, families have to be engaged. There needs to be connection. And so creating those family safe zones where their phones are not allowed, no phone zones during the restaurants and during family time and dinner time. Make that area your sacred time of coming together and shut the phones off. Put the phones in the middle. Don't even bring them in the kitchen, but when you're out at restaurants, put the phones in the middle of the table and not touch the phone, and really use that opportunity to connect and to talk to one another instead of being on your phone.
What do you say to parents who struggle when their kids may say, well, my friend can do this, or their parents allow this to happen? You know, how do you have that conversation?
Parenting guilt is real, and your children will manipulate you. And I think that parents have to maintain that not only are you looking out for the best interest of your child, but you're protecting them. I think it's also important for parents to know that you have to make the best interest for your child because you know your child, and you're protecting their emotional well-being, and depending on their emotional maturity, if they are ready yet for that kind of phone responsibility or device responsibility.
And, you know, conversations about safety online and social media, they can be awkward, they can be tough to have. How do you initiate that conversation with your child about safety online and having those limits?
I think it's important to invite those conversations into a family conversation to talk about not only just the safety, but also knowing that you have to protect the interest of your child's well-being and their confidence. And the only way you will have those conversations is make it fun, but also to engage your child, to ask them some of the questions that they may have in regards to their curiosity about phones and some of the things that they may not realize what's taking place on their devices.
Parenting coach Demi Austin, thank you for being here with this advice. My child's not even here yet, and we're already talking about how we're going to have these conversations.
It's a real conversation.
So important. Thank you.